Our third and last speaker is Mrs. Poonam Ahluwalia. A caregiver's job is one of the most difficult, and I'm sure anyone who has ever cared for someone at any time will vouch for that. With every caregiver's experience, we learn a lot more about dementia and Alzheimer's. Poonamji will speak on her caregiving experience to her husband, especially in this difficult COVID period. Poonamji.
Good evening, everyone. Many thanks for giving me the opportunity to share my experience regarding the problem of my husband, K.S. Alhuwalia, who is 70 years old. Actually, before he became victim of this dreaded problem, I had never imagined that it could happen to my dear husband. Though it was not all of a sudden that he developed this problem, symptoms were there, but that was lack of awareness on my part or on the part of my family, that we could not imagine that these were the symptoms of some disease, Alzheimer disease. So it was in to understand the conversation immediately or in a quick manner. I had to put effort to make him understand that what I want. So in daily life also there were problems. He could not understand little small things. If we were going for a movie, he would not understand it. Otherwise, physically he was sound and healthy. So then his speech started having lots of problems. Whenever he was talking on phone to someone, he was, struggling for words. He could not find the words. There was, things in his mind, but he could not converse it. He could not express it. And then he started stuttering. There were long pauses and he could not never, speak out what he wanted. Then at that time, we consulted neurologist. We had consulted two neurologists and they asked us to go for test, vitamin D, all those battery of tests. And he was diagnosed with Alzheimer disease. So treatment was started. But still, we were not satisfied with the treatment which was given to my husband. Sometimes we felt that there was lack of concern on the part of doctor, or we were not happy with that treatment. Then in the meantime, one of my common friend, Rekha ji, she introduced me to Bina ji, and she gave me her number and I connected with her. And I just sent her a small message and she reverted back immediately. And next day she was with my family discussing the problem, going through the reports. And then she suggested that we must consult Dr. Manjari because she's great authority on this disease. So within a week, I mean in AIMS, it takes months and months to take the appointment. But within a few days, she got us the appointment and we visited her. She was very kind. She understood the problem and medication was starting. And in the meantime, tests were done, very costly tests. One PET scan was done, then MRI was done. Then we were referred to National Brain Research Center. So can you imagine that one MRI was to be done and it was done by the private imaging center. And we didn't have to make any payment from our own pocket. All was done by AIMS and their staff and been with all these people. So once we shifted from those doctors, our confidence, it got increased with these doctors because they were more concerned. There was, a feeling to help us out, to take us out from this problem which was ever increasing. So his problem was diagnosed and treatment was started. Everything was going fine. We went for 2 follow-ups. We started treatment in May 2019. So in October we had a follow-up. Then in in March we were supposed to have the next follow-up, and in the meantime that COVID happened. So we never wanted to risk our life, and the whole hospital was dedicated towards COVID. So then I knocked the door, Binaji, what to do, because we had that follow-up meeting and we had to consult the doctor. So I sent the ID of my hospital, my husband, the prescription, all I sent it to Binaji. She forwarded it to Dr. Manjari, and then very next day they reverted back with the follow-up program that what medicines he was supposed to take. So I never felt that we had not gone to hospital physically. So everything, it was made available at my doorstep. So, but few days after, my husband, he started having panic attacks. He would get up in the middle of night, started shrieking, and very terrified. I couldn't understand what it was. Then again, I sent messages to Binaji that these things are happening, and then he started having illusions, hallucinations were there. He would say that चींटियां आ रही हैं, अभी बिल्ली आई थी, like this he was complaining. So I was very puzzled. Then I sought help of Beena ji. She said it happens, it is part of this disease, so you must accept all these things and don't argue with him. If he says anything, you just say yes, it has happened. एक दिन he said that honey bee has come out from the AC. So I was surprised how it could be possible. But then next day when he said that honeybee came, then I said, yes, it was there and now I have killed it. In that way, I destroyed his anxiety, that the fears that were emanating from his mind. So it was all possible because of Beena ji. She has tutored me, or I should say she has given me so much of knowledge, though I should say her intention is not to give me the knowledge, but just to help me out, to take me out from the confusions that I am undergoing. And now my mind is very clear. I have understood the problem, the depth of this problem, that what kind of things can happen to him, and I am all prepared for all these things. And one more thing that has happened, that her constant advices, her constant, those pearls of knowledge, they have, transformed my personality also. I have started caring more about my husband. I have become more listener. I have become more patient. I had never thought, I had never imagined that I will be a transformed or a changed woman at the age of 67. But now I am very much changed. I am always listening to my husband, ready to help him out. And sometimes I feel that I never loved him the way I'm loving him now. So this is the transformation she has brought into my life, and I'm sure she must have brought all these changes in so many other people's. And then Dr. Manjari was there. Can you imagine that in this COVID time, when he had these hallucinations and all these things, I talked to Veena ji. Then she forwarded all those messages to Manjari ji. She told me that you must record his that episode, the how he gets up in the night, starts shrieking. So you need to videograph all these things. So I was very confused how to get done all these things in the mid of night. How can I, switch on my phone? So my son, he got installed, camera in our bedroom. It was there the whole night, the whole episode. Then within 2-3 days, again that episode happened. It got recorded. I forwarded it to Beena ji. She forwarded it to Manjari ji. And very next day, she prescribed the medicine. That message was sent to me that this is the medicine. Now I went to chemist to get it, but no chemist was ready to dispense that medicine. They said, no, ma'am, we can't give it to you because there is no prescription. There is no authorized prescription. It is only a message. We can't give you this medicine. Again, I knocked the door of Veena ji, please help me out, send me the prescription. And can you imagine the efforts that were done by Manjari, Dr. Manjari Tripathi? She made the OPD card of my husband. His ID of my husband was put on it. She prescribed all the medicines with stamp and her signature. The picture of that card was clipped, and that was sent to me via Binaji. And then I showed that prescription, virtual prescription to chemist, and he gave me the medicine. And within 15 days, my husband became, he got rid of all those panics. But I'm thinking that how much effort has been done by these doctor and Beena ji. So in my hearts, I don't call them Beena ji or Manjari ji as doctor or what, but I call them saviors of my life. They are, Devdoot. They have come into my life and they have helped me out. They have taken me out from this problem. And I know I'm going to have more and more problems. But still, I'm ready because I know that miles to go before I sleep. And all these feelings have been nurtured by Veena ji. So I'm so much thankful to her that she has given me so much. I don't know when I will, able to, वो कहते हैं ना कि मैं अपना कर्जा कब चुकाऊंगी. So it must be मेरे कोई पुराने जन्मों का कहना चाहिए that I have met these people, the whole team of doctors. They have been so helpful and they are always there with me. So now I don't fear anything. So I think I have I have not been able to express my feelings, what gratitude I have for these doctors. So many thanks, many thanks for your this cooperation, coordination, and I'll be looking forward for all it. Thank you.